Thank you for your cooperation. Where are you from?
I'm from Austria.
Today, I want to ask about travel because before the interview, I heard you are traveling for 5 months.
Yes.
I thought you were the best person to ask about this topic. Where have you been so far?
I started in Singapore, went through Malaysia, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, and then I came here to Japan.
Okay, so you basically are traveling around Asian countries.
Yes.
Where did you like the most? Maybe it's a difficult question.
Oh, yes, that's hard. I have to say I really enjoyed Japan. I think it's really cool and different. But also the north from Laos, I think is very underrated. It's super beautiful, northern Laos. So you should definitely go there.
Firstly, what made you to decide to this a big trip? It is not an easy decision for many people. But what made you to decide to go out of your country?
I don't know, I like to travel since I'm young, so I always did it, mostly in Europe, because it was more easy. And I don't know, it was always a dream. It was for me clear that I want to have some adventures and fun and see other cultures, different people. I think that's mostly it.
Would you mind if I ask how old are you?
I'm 20.
20?
Yes.
Okay. You're still young. Are you a student now?
No, I'm working.
Okay.
So I'm working on a cruise ship.
Can you describe a little bit about the work?
It's a lot of work. I work 7 days a week. I work long hours and everything, but I also think it's really fun. And I'm really enjoying it because I get to see so many places. Even though if I don't have that much time in each place, it's still cool and exciting, and I think it's a very good experience, but it depends on the person if you like it or not, I think.
Okay. You travel around the world by cruise ship, walking inside a cruise ship.
Yeah. And you have contracts you do,
Okay.
3 months, 4 months, depends which contract, which cruise. And then you have a break again for 1 or 2 months, depends on you as well. And then you can make a second contract or a third contract. So it's always, because you're working 3 months or something in a row, 7 days a week, and then you get off month or 2 months. Depends on the company, on you, all of that.
Okay. While you were taking break, are you going back to home or are you traveling other places?
I haven't been at home after the cruise ship, no. I got off the cruise ship in East Africa, and after that I visited my sister, and then I came actually to Singapore to start this travel. So yeah, I haven't been at home in a while.
Your sister is not in Austria?
She lived in Spain,
Okay.
but right at the moment she's in Austria, but she will go back to Spain.
Okay.
So,
Do you want to continue traveling, or will you go back your home in the future?
I want to continue it, yes, but after my work on the cruise ship, I'll probably go home to visit my parents and family because I haven't been at home in over a year then. And then I will make another trip, I'm sure.
So you are not willing to settle down in some specific place?
Not yet, no.
Not yet. Okay.
Maybe later on, yes.
So you basically will continue cruise ship work?
At the moment, yes. I will see what is after that contract, if I still like it or if I want to swap. I leave it open.
Okay. You have experience of visiting many places. Do you think Japan is easy to travel?
Yeah, actually I think it's very easy, to be honest, because everything is very good connected, and you have everything in English as well, so it's easy for foreigners to understand. And it's also, I have most of the time everywhere Wi-Fi and stuff like that. I had other countries where I was just without internet, no one understands me as well. So yeah, I think it's good to travel. You feel safe, everything's good connected. It's not hard.
Was there a country which was very difficult to travel so far?
Maybe Egypt is a little bit more difficult.
In terms of what?
Transportation and stuff like that. It's how you find your way around, but
Is it complicated?
more than here, or more than in Southeast Asia as well, because I've been to Southeast Asia now, and there are a lot of backpackers and other people, so everything is pretty good connected, and they have loads of buses, and everyone can speak English at least a little bit.
There are many Europeans too, right?
Yeah, especially in Thailand, I would say.
Thailand.
That's most. Thailand and Vietnam probably. It's the most touristy places.
Compared to those countries, are there not so many backpackers in Japan?
There are in Japan also, but I would say most of the people prefer to do Southeast Asia countries because it's also, you can stay longer, it's way cheaper and everything. It's easy to travel for a few months.
So Japan is not so very much for backpacking.
you have everything here, and it's not hard to travel, but compared of course to Malaysia or Thailand or Laos, it's way more expensive, so you're not spending months here. It's very different prices.
Lastly, what do you want to say to people who want to travel abroad, go to a big trip, but are still hesitant to do it?
I get that it's scary at the beginning. The first trip is scary. I won't lie, it was also not that easy for me. Like, it is a little bit scary, but you just have to make the first step, and there are lots of people helping you, and you will find your way around. And don't plan too much, because plans always change, for sure. That happened so often to me, and so often you're deciding to do something else at the end, or keep it open.
Okay. It was very interesting to talk with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your cooperation. Where are you from?
I'm from Italy, from the south part, from Naples.
What brought you to Japan?
Right now I'm exchange student, but it's the second time I already come here. I've already been here as backpacker for 4 years ago.
How long and where have you been in that backpacking?
I've been mainly in Asia, and I've been traveling for 5 months from China to Thailand to Japan, Australia, and then back to Europe in Germany.
It's not like many countries, but took 5 months. So you've been to each country relatively long time, right?
Yeah, more or less 4 or 5 weeks per country.
Where did you like the most?
Actually, Japan. This is also the reason why I came as an exchange student. Of all the countries, Japan has been the one where I've been able to see both tradition and innovation at the same time. You can walk in the street and see a businessman wearing a suit while walking together with a woman wearing a kimono, or pretty fancy places with traditional temples or buildings.
I've been to Italy, Roma, and I thought like it is also like it has traditional side, but
that's true. But it also depends how it's kept. One of the things that made me fall in love in Japan has been one of the quarters in Kyoto, where essentially you go there. It seems like you're living in hundreds of years in the past, but you will notice that all the buildings are very new, renovated. There is no scratch, there is no damage, which is something not that usual, because usually you find something pretty traditional and broken, not well maintained.
I asked about the most favorite country in the backpacking, and which country was most life-changing for you in the travel?
Life-changing, I would say China, because it's been at the beginning of the travel, and I've been thinking a lot about my future. So I used to do martial arts in the past, but I decided to stop it, and I decided to stop for focusing more on university and on my future. So that's been the moment when I really decided what to do with my life after the travel.
Did you go to that like big travel because you wanted to like some new idea or think about your future by yourself?
I've been traveling alone, and it's been mainly to think about my future. It was a moment to take some breath from study and work. So I just took a gap year and decided then what to do with my life.
Okay. Is it common in Italy like to take a gap year and go to travel or to time for themselves?
Usually not.
Not.
No, traveling is, particularly in this way, is not that common, but at least where I come from.
Okay. How old were you when you did the 5 month trip?
19.
19? Oh, it seems very brave.
It's been pretty early. I just finished high school and I said, okay, finish high school, gonna leave, take time to think about my future, and then I'm gonna start university.
I actually traveled for like 2 months in South America before, and I met not Italian but many German after like high school student, like 19 years old. Is it like common in Germany if you know about
Yeah, it's more common in Germany because most of the time students there take 1 year to make some social service. So I have a lot of friends in Germany that I made during my travels, and some of them went, for example, to Africa to help in some communities. So it's definitely more common than Italy.
You mentioned like before the interview you have like German background too.
Yeah.
Did it affect you like to try like trip after high school?
Don't know whether it is the German background, but most likely because the love for travel comes from my mother, which is the German one in my family, and since I was a little kid, she always took me around to travel. So I've been already traveling with her since I was a little kid, and I knew at that point that I liked traveling. So I'm not sure whether it is the German background, but for sure it comes from my mother.
Okay, I see. That's interesting. Lastly, in one word, what is traveling for you?
If I would use just one word, it would be freedom. Because of course you are free to do what you want, what you like, and particularly when you travel alone, you are free to make all the decisions. It allows you to grow as a person, to expand your horizons.
Again, lastly, what do you want to say to people who are eager to travel but still hesitant to do?
Take the first step. Just start, travel. Worst case scenario, you will come back. If you plan a travel of 5 months, you might come back after 1 month or 2 months. You have to take the first step. After then, everything comes easier.
Okay, that was very interesting to talk with you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your cooperation. Where are you from?
We were born in Argentina, but we live in Australia.
So you moved to Australia
Yes, that's correct. 10 years ago. Yeah.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are now like kind of backpacking, like traveling on long trip.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, we've been traveling with my girlfriend for 3 months now. So yeah, just around the world pretty much.
Where have you been in this trip?
So we started in Qatar for the World Cup, then Euro trip, then Argentina to visit family and friends, and then USA, Canada, some skiing, and Japan is a last destination before we go back to Australia.
So you started your travel from the Qatar World Cup.
Yes, that's right.
Which game did you watch?
We watched pretty much all Argentinian games until quarterfinals, and then just random games: England, USA, Korea, Ghana, Croatia, Canada.
You didn't watch Japanese game?
No, unfortunately, no, we couldn't.
While you were traveling in this trip, which country did you like the most?
That's a tough question because we enjoy every single country. Switzerland and Canada were pretty nice, and we arrived to Japan last night, so I can't say anything about Japan yet. We're going to be here for 2 weeks, so hopefully we like it.
Do you often travel?
Yeah, we try to travel often, yeah.
Is it easy to like take time to travel in your job or something?
Yeah, I'm lucky. My job, when I asked for 3 months off, they were okay with that.
Like, is it like common for people in Australia to take like long vacation to travel?
Yeah, that's very common. Yeah, usually 6 weeks to 8 weeks is pretty normal to take off, which is awesome. That's why I like Australia so much.
Okay, that's nice. What is travel for you?
It helps to have a balance in your work life, and because not everything is work and all that, you also need to enjoy. So for me, it's pretty important. It's a deal breaker. If I can't travel, then I don't feel it's a good life then.
So lastly, please tell to people who want to travel but are hesitate, some advice, like some message.
Just give it a go. Once you do it, then you won't regret it. So yeah, just travel while you can.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time.
ご視聴ありがとうございました。いかがだったでしょうか？皆さんは長期短期関わらずどんな場所にどんな旅をしてみたいですか？また旅に出た経験のある方はご自身のエピソードもコメント欄で教えてください。他にも動画のご感想やテーマのご要望などコメント欄で教えていただけますと幸いです。たくさんのコメントお待ちしております。チャンネル登録の際は通知ボタンもお忘れなく。